Section 2 2.1 Cherry Tree Icebreakers Activity. Trees are rewarded because they gives us joy. B1. They give us food, medicines, wood, besides many more useful things. See there you may write they provide shade and shelter to fauna. Fourth one, D1, they absorb toxic carbon dioxide and make the air clean. Fifth one, even you may write they prevent soil erosion and help rains good formation. Then second activity, column A shows your involvement in growing a tree as well as the stages in the life of a tree. Column B shows the feelings you experience at all the stage. Match them appropriately. In column A, first one is you planted a saplings. For that, column B feelings you have to write there. From the feeling you wanted to make a humble beginning, even there should be. For one, even you planted a sapling. E, you wanted to make a humble beginning. Second, you watered the plant. You watered the plant. Here you cared for it. G1. Third, you saw the shoot for the first time. You saw the shoot for the first time. Here, the new experience brought excitements to you. B1. Then, fourth one, you fenced the plant. You fenced the plant. F1. Your motive was to protect it. Then, fifth one, the plants gradually saw lush green leaves grow on it. D1. The color symbolizing life gave you a feeling of hope. And sixth one, the tree had birds too. Then A1 for that gave you a feeling of joy to see the promising features. And last seventh one's birds made a nest on the tree which was fully grown and laden with flower. For that, C1 you were happy and satisfied because you experienced what you had often heard that small beginnings can lead to great achievements. Now see, Ruskin Bond, born in Kasauli, Himachal Pradesh in 1934, Ruskin Bond has written hundreds of short stories, essays, novels, and more than 30 books for children. See, Ruskin Bond, he has born in Himachal Pradesh and he has written hundred of short stories, essays, novels, and 30 books for children. His first novel, The Room on the Roof, written when he was 17, received the John Llewellyn's Rice Memorial Prize in 1957. He has also published 2 volumes of autobiography, Scenes from a Writer's Life and The Lamp is Lit, a collection of essays and episodes from his journal. In 1992, he received the Sahitya Akademi Award for English Writing in India. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999. See, Ruskin Bond has written The Room on the Roof when he was received the 17th award. The name of the award, John's Levelian's Rides Memorial Prize. When he got this prize in 1957, and also he has published the autobiography. The name of that autobiography is A Sense from a Writer's Life, and The Lamp is Lit. These are the collections of essays and episodes from his journal he has published. And also in 1992 he had received Sahitya Academy Awards for his English writing in India. However, he was born in Himachal Pradesh. Also, he had got the Sahitya Academy Awards and also Padma Shri. Padma Shri he got in 1999. Ruskin Bond lives with his adopted family in Mussoorie, Uttarakhand, and he was living in Uttarakhand, Mussoorie, in that village. The poem Cherry's Tree is about the poet's ecstasy over a tree which he planted, which took 8 years to grow. He is expressing his wonder at the waves of nature and how the cherry blossoms are fragile and quick to fall. The tree gives him immense joy as he can see the stars and the blue sky through dappled green trees. Here in that poem, The Cherry Trees, he has expressed how that cherry trees grows. In that poem, he has expressed and how the cherries flowers blossom. He has expressed in that poem. See, cherry's tree. 8 years have passed since I placed my cherry seed in the grass. Must have a tree of my own, I said, and watered it once and went to bed and forget. But cherries have a way of growing, though no one's caring very much or snowing, and suddenly that summer near the end of May, I found a tree had come to stay. See, here this poet has planted the seed, placed the cherries seed in the garden, and how many years passed for that? 8 years. And the poet watered once, only once time, that seed of cherries tree, watered water once time, and then the poet went to bed and completely forgot. But cherries have a way of growing, but that cherry seed is growing, though no one's caring very much or knowing. And suddenly that summer near the end of May, and when there is the end of the May, that times there is the come the summer season, I found a tree had come to stay. And the poet find that there is the tree to come. It was a very small 5 months child. And that trees, how many months trees that was? Very small and 5 months tree, like the 5 months child, lost in the tall grass running wild. And this tree was losting in that running grass, uh, high grass which is grown very high. Goats ate the leaves, the grass cutters seethed, split it apart, and a monsoon's blight shriveled the slender stem. Even so, next springs I watched three new shoots grow. The younger tree struggles upward, thrust, thrust its arms in a fresh, fierce lust. See, when in that grass there is the 5 months small cherry tree, and that cherry trees all leaves goat goats had eaten, and the grass cutters seed. Seed means a tool with a long curved blade at a right angle to a long handle used to cut long grass and grain. While the grass cutters use that tools to cutting the grass, with that grass these cherry trees cut, split it apart and monsoon blight. And also that all leaves cut due to that grass cutters seed and monsoon blight. Blight means causing damage. Also, the monsoon, the rainfall has caused that cherry tree shriveled the slender stem, and that cherry tree's slender stem shriveled. Shriveled means dried. The slender stem of that cherry tree dried. Even so, however, in the next spring, in the next spring, this is the season, and I watched three new shoots grow. Three new shoots grow. The poet seen that on that cherry tree there are new shoots grown. Three new shoots grown. The younger tree struggles upward thrust, and in this way that younger struggle, a younger tree is struggling to grow upwards, thrust, push with force. That means thrust means push with force. That tree is struggling like that. Its arms in a fresh fierce lust. Fierce aggressive here, and its arms means the leaves of that trees is growing like fierce lust. For light and air and sun, I could only wait as ones who watched wandering while team and the rain made us miracle from green growing plain. I went away next year, spent a season in Kashmir, came back thinner, rather poor, but richer by a cherry tree at my door. See, and for light and air and sun, I could only wait as one who watched wanderings while time and the rain made a miracles from green growing pain. And that tree was waiting for the light, air, sun, and that tree is waiting for the time and waiting for the rain for growing, and the miracle from green growing pain. And that tree had, the cherry tree had waited for that, and there is the miracle that the tree has grown green. But the poet went away next year when there is the green growing that tree. That next year the poet went to spend a season in Kashmir. The poet went that spent to that season, so that he went in Kashmir and came back thinner, rather poor. And how he was came from the Kashmir back with looking thinner, losing some weight, but that cherry tree in his door, the richer. That means that cherry tree has the lot of green leaves, 6 feet high, my own dark cherry, and I could scarcely believe it as berry, ripened and jeweled in the sun, hung from us branch just one, and next year there were blossoms small pinks, fragile, quick to fall at the merest breath, the sleepiest breeze. See, and this tree was grown 6 feet high, and that poet had hardly believe or scarcely believe that is on that cherry there are those berries, the fruits came, and these fruits are ripened and jeweled in the sun, and this fruit is looking in the sun's ripened and jeweled like gold, they are looking, and hung from us branch just one, and in that on that cherry trees these fruits are hung like jeweled, and next year there were blossoms small pink, fragile, quick to fall, and in the next year there are blossom flowers that bloom on trees, and there are more flowers. The pink color of that flowers pink, fragile, and they are quick to fall, and they are very uh, easy to fall, and at the merest breath, the sleepiest breeze, when there is the merest breath or sleepiest, or when there is a very weak wind, or when there is any breeze, very slow breeze of the wind, in that wind also that flowers, that cherry trees flowers fall. I lie on the grass at ease, looking up through leaves at the blue blind sky, at the finches as they flew and flitted through the dappled green, whilst bees in an ecstasy drank of nectar from each bloom, and the sun snack swiftly, and the stars turn in the sky, and moon, moths, and shining crickets, and I, yes, I praised the night and stars and tree that small the cherry grew by me. See, I lie on the grass at ease when that cherry tree fully grown up, and the poet lie on that grass very easily under that leaves of that cherry tree, and through that leaves the poet was looking towards the blue blind sky, and at the finches as they flew and splitted through the dappled green. Dappled means having dark or light patches, and through that leaves he was looking towards the stars and the blue sky, while bees in a ecstasy drank of nectar from each blooms, and the sun snack. See, when he was sleeping under the cherry tree, that time the bees, honey bee, is drinking ecstasy means feeling of great happiness. The honey bees are feeling very happy to drank the nectar, sweets, liquids produced by flowers. The honeybees, they are sucking or drinking the sweet liquid from the flowers, the honey, and the sun snack. Also, the sun is also going for the sunset that time swiftly, and the stars turn in the sky, and that times in the sky there comes the slowly the stars, and the sun wanes for the sunset, and moons, moths, and singing crickets, and I. And that time when the sun wanes for the sunset, and swiftly, slowly the stars occurs in the sky, and also there is the moon moths. There comes the rise the moon, and also there is the singing crickets. These are the insects, the crickets, these are the insects, these insects singing, and also the poet also singing in that atmosphere. Yes, I praise night and stars and tree. And that time the poet is praising to the night and stars and to tree also. That small the cherry grow by me. And he, the poet is praising to the night, stars, and tree also, that tree which he had grown by himself. This is the explanation of the poem. Thank you.